A hat trick in a medicine show. A fevered dream.
Carry a liaison down the road that I must travel.
God, that song sucks.
Oh yes, Frank, this is definitely where he lives.
You sure about that, Ronnie?
Look, he's a flabby, bald loser, and he owes us like 6 figures. I think we came to the right place.
Yeah, but why is OnlyFans down? I need my fix.
Yo, Barry, do you hear something out there?
Barry got no Harry.
Yes, I hear your pestilent mouth flapping.
Well, which floor's this guy on?
I don't know, Frank. Which one smells the worst?
Oh, come on. Does this loser seriously drive a Datsun? Haven't seen one of these since high school.
Yeah, well, Barry's a deadbeat. See those Arby's wrappers on the floorboard? That's gotta be his.
Yeah, take it easy, Fly. You're probably just hearing my will to live slowly sifting away, like the sands of time. But let's get down to business, folks. Today's movie racked up a $10 million budget in 1980s money and is responsible for sinking Empire Pictures, a small film studio that churned out so many of our beloved and critically acclaimed classics, including Troll, Ghoulies, Trancers, and Reanimator.
Yeah, and big thanks to, N30 Gnosis 9 for the suggestion.
Yeah, it's Gnosis, as in Gnosticism.
Ah, blow me, Barry. Don't act like you knew that. Besides, this guy's probably just another one of our burner accounts. Anyway, today's movie is another lame 80s slog from Uncle Barry's mothballed collection of corny flicks and aborted dreams.
Yeah, it's Robot Jox. Robot Jox. Now, this is not one of Barry's certified bangers, but it is awesome, sort of.
Okay, let's talk about the premise of this thing, because this is pretty bad shit. Global nuclear warfare has all but devastated humankind. We're left with two warring factions. The so-called Market, which consists of the US and its allies, and the Confederacy, which is basically Russia. Seriously, the Market?
That's right. It's a Cold War thing. The Allies are called the Market because presumably they've got Jeff Bezos and that lizard guy from Facebook.
Yeah, you sure about that? Because it sounds like they're setting up an opposition between capitalism and...
Brr, we do not raise questions about capitalism on this channel. A lot of our viewers are into that modern-day dandy guy who weeps all the time. Now, you know the guy, Jaron Potter Smith or whatever. Besides, just look at all the wonderful things that capitalism has done for us over the years.
Jesus. Okay, so it says here that war has been deemed illegal, but... illegal? How the fuck do you make war illegal? Illegal according to the dictates of which country?
Yeah, stop playing fun police and explore the goddamn movie!
Barry, you look like Tobias Funke's fatter, more sexually confused brother. Anyway, instead of fighting actual wars, the rival territories shoved their champions inside big-ass robots and let them fight it out gladiator style while the citizenry cheers them on from the bleachers. Am I getting that right, Barry?
This movie really rocks my hammock!
God damn it. Okay, I admit this premise does kinda rock. Hey, I'm not made of stone, people. Anyway, the first character we encounter is actually the villain, Alexander.
Oh, yes. And much like Alexander the Great from history class, this guy gets rock hard at the idea of conquering, not to mention creating spectacles of cruelty.
Okay, so Alexander is a stock evil Russian psychopath. They made that pretty clear. But who's the protagonist of this friggin' movie?
Well, theoretically it's this guy Achilles, played by Gary Graham, who was in Alienation and Star Trek and some other junk.
Seriously? He goes by Achilles? Are they all named after mythical figures?
Yes, and it's very cool. See, you're doing that thing where you...
Well, I just hope they don't try to make some kind of heavy-handed connection to the literary Achilles.
Well, we know this Achilles guy is pretty rad because he hands out free brain trauma to all his co-workers. Along with plenty of sexual harassment.
Your DNA will be used to breed a superior stock of warrior.
Could we just skip the middleman and make a direct deposit?
And he's also undefeated in the gentleman's art of robo-jockery, which means he'll be pitted against the dastardly Alexander. Now, the stakes for Achilles' first match are, and I'm not even shitting you, America's last frontier.
Fight for Alaska! Oil, timber!
Just admit it, Barry. This movie makes no fucking sense.
So Alexander and Achilles duke it out in their big-dicked robots, but Alexander goes to the ground like a naughty little bitch and tries to defeat Achilles by way of fisting.
Look just like a big-ass fist.
Yeah, but his aim sucks ass, and the old stink fist is definitely on course to kill a few spectators. So Achilles stands up to receive them knuckles like a champ. This goes poorly, and instead of 5 dead spectators, we end up with like 300.
Oh, shit a biscuit, asshole.
Because someone thought it was a good idea to set up the bleachers right next to the deadly BDSM robots.
God bless America! I mean, the market. Now, Achilles is devastated by this tragic accident, and he decides he's done playing BattleBots. He'd rather get his drink on, which makes him very relatable to a Barry like me.
Wait, so why does Russian Kurt Russell drink at the same bar as the American Robot Jox? Shouldn't he be drinking with his fellow Soviets?
Hey, look, it's post-apocalyptic and everybody drinks at the same bar. Get over it. And the actor Paul Koslow's not even Russian. He's German-Canadian.
Jesus. Okay, so the market decides that since Achilles has become a conscientious objector, they'll start stocking their robots with tubies, meaning jocks who were born in test tubes.
I wish you wouldn't use that term. They're as human as either of you.
Yeah, and one of these tubies is the charming Athena, played by Anne-Marie Jansen, whom you might remember from Jag, as well as a few crappy soap operas. I mean, listen, folks, this is Robot Jox. What do you want? It's not a goddamn Christopher Nolan movie. Anyway, the advent of Athena, goddess of war, takes a dramatic effect on Achilles. At this point in the film, he's not only angry, he's also horny and confused.
Yeah, why are we supposed to be rooting for this guy? And his dumbass redneck buddy might be even worse than he is.
I trust that Jap about as far as I could throw him.
Hey, look, the characters in Pacific Rim aren't much better.
You wouldn't have picked my brother Yancey and I for heroes.
Barry, are you sure you don't hear that shit going down outside?
Blow me, Barry.
Barry, brokey wokey.
Man, I think them repo bots are looking for you again.
Hey, Barry,
Suck it, Barry.
I'm pissing all over your Datsun, bro.
Fuck you, Barry. I want my money.
What are you gonna do, Barry?
We're gonna put holes in your holes.
You never should have invested in Leto coin, Barry. They're gonna pop your bald ass head like a grape.
Relax, Fly. It's just construction noises. They're probably putting in a brand new slummy-ass apartment complex right next to us.
Still pissing, Barry.
He's still not done pissing, Barry. Your Datsun is ruined, bro.
Yo, Frank, I'm not even tired yet.
Anyway, what's up with this 2B training scene? Why are they making him climb around on a jungle gym that was designed by Jigsaw?
Because it's meant to approximate a legitimate military exercise.
No, it's not. It's like a dumbed-down Home Alone gag. Except I'm pretty sure some of these tubies died from their injuries.
Okay, so because Achilles has gone pacifist, Athena plans to replace him and receive Big Alexander in his throbbing fist of rage. Oh, yes! Break out the knuckle butter, baby! And then we gotta talk about fight strategist Tex Conway, played by Michael Aldridge.
Tex? Man, that name doesn't make sense in this universe. Shouldn't he be named Icarus or Tamberlane or some shit?
Your life sucks, Barry, and you should want to die.
Goddamn, Barry, how do you not hear that?
Tex is a good old boy who plays opposite weapons specialist Dr. Matsumoto, played by Danny Kamakona.
Yeah, you can tell a white dude wrote this movie because there's one vaguely Asian character and he happens to be an expert on robotics and keeps origami cranes and shit on his desk.
Yeah, well, he's still a cool character, and the actor is actually from Hawaii.
Ad break!
Time to get paid!
Friends, Romans, asswipes. Today's episode is endorsed by Squid Bites from our good friends at Smegman's. Oh, yes, sirree. You and your out-of-work musician buddies are gonna love Squid Bites. These deep-fried gems are shockingly high in protein, sodium, and microplastics, and every delicious morsel will leave you with a thick, salty mouth shot of delicious umami goodness.
Barry?
Yeah, listen, that last sponsor isn't happy with our latest view count. This is the only game on the river. That's right, friends. Each squid bite fires a hot wad of ink deep down your throat hole. These scrumptious swimmers are rich in iodine, magnesium, and probably some other metals that we haven't quite identified yet. Don't try to put them on salad. The dressing creates a chemical reaction. It also says don't expose them to direct sunlight or they'll try to reanimate.
The promo code is, sweet Christ, Naughty Mollusk.
Game on!
So Matsumoto correctly deduces that Tex has been a spy ever since his own glory days as a Robot Jox, and he confronts Tex.
You knew when and exactly where to fire.
Wait, you saying Fat Garth Brooks here is the real spy all along?
Yes, and he doesn't exactly take the honorable way out. First, he perforates Matsumoto. Then, after realizing that the act has been caught by the magic of 1980s camcorder technology, he does a really tasteless impression of director Tony Scott.
Wow, that scene's not abrupt at all. So, Barry, what's up with all these crazy posters with prego women?
Yeah, see, there are moments when this movie attempts some sharp social commentary, a la Paul Verhoeven.
Look at you.
Oh, we're just doing our part.
The implication here is that the market's populace has suffered huge losses in the wake of the apocalyptic war, so the government is spreading propaganda to convince the guys to stop pulling out.
I'm the pullout king. They call me, of course, the pullout king.
And let the baby batters surge forth. But unlike a Paul Verhoeven movie,
6000 SUX, an American tradition.
Robot Jox doesn't quite know how to explore the absurdity of its world, and the social commentary feels kinda underdeveloped and anemic. For instance, the movie quietly announces that Achilles is illiterate.
I can't read, but I'm not dumb.
But these details are very muted, and they don't really lead to anything insightful or consequential.
So, how's the reading business?
Yeah, and if Achilles is actually illiterate, how is he able to understand his countdown sheet?
Well, he's probably just faking it, like when I tell my parole officer that Wendy's isn't accepting applications. But that's definitely not the film's worst inconsistency. At some point, for no clear reason, Achilles stops listening to NPR and decides that he will take on the diabolical Alexander. But Athena wants the glory, so she plies Achilles with toll-free sexy talk, and then dopes him up with fentanyl.
Man, that is a hot glue gun, right off the 1980s Kmart rack. Look at that shit.
Well, maybe they're gonna huff the glue later on. I don't see any problem. Anyway, Athena pretends to be Achilles and suits up. She wants a piece of Alexander's sweet, sweet ass, and she correctly surmises that the source of his power is that big, sexy fist. She tries to give Soviet Captain Ron his comeuppance, but Moscow's version of R.J. McReady is a man of many fists, and Athena's a woman, and this movie was released in 1989, which means... And if that's not bad enough, Bizarro Jack Burton tries to murder the referees. Which means that our asswipe stock hero man gets to save the day.
Yo, Barry.
Hey, Barry, you're gonna get the full fist, Barry.
Those old boys outside are getting louder.
No, you got to kill the last guy, Frank.
It's not your turn.
It is my turn. You gotta pick a place for lunch and you chose Del Taco.
No.
Oh, the diarrhea.
I'm not arguing that with you, Ronnie.
Well, probably just another meth lab going critical, Fly.
Okay, well, I thought Athena drugged Achilles. He doesn't seem drowsy to me.
That's because our special boy Achilles has built up hellacious tolerance from drinking harder than Andre the Giant and popping endless barbiturates. There's some nice back-and-forth action before Achilles gets all chicken shit and flees to outer space. Alexander follows him up and destroys the foot of Achilles' robot with a missile or something, prompting Achilles to return to Earth.
Oh, Jesus rim-licking Christ. So the foot is his Achilles heel? That entire space sequence takes place just so they can set up a ham-fisted reference to Greek mythology.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Achilles turns into a goddamn tank for some reason, and Eastern Bloc Snake Plissken is unable to shoot him, even though he's an easier target than Amy Schumer at an all-you-can-eat chocolate buffet. But unfortunately for Achilles, Alexander's got a secret weapon.
Well, is it a lubed-up fist?
It's a chainsaw!
Oh, shit, son!
Barry, suddenly your whole pouty-ass existence makes sense to me. I can't believe this is the shit you grew up on, bro. Oh, and you look like Chet from Weird Science when Steven Seagal's ex-wife turned him into that sewer toad thing.
Yeah, we miss you, Bill Paxton. But Achilles manages to escape and comes upon a crucial piece of equipment that Athena amputated earlier in the match. Achilles hotwires them stud knuckles, and it turns out that good old fisting saves the day.
Wait, how the f does Alexander pop up behind him like 2 seconds later?
Because he's vaguely Russian and they're known for being tricksy. Anyway, the movie's ending makes a highly unexpected move by calling for... amnesty?
I mean, isn't this dap kind of just a refined form of fisting?
Well, this movie's 1,000 times better than those goddamn Transformers movies.
I guess in some ways it's kind of a ballsy message. They're refusing to fire Chekhov's gun in terms of killing off Alexander.
You really think Alexander's gonna be grateful? No siree. Soon as Achilles turns his back, good old Al will be sliding into bed with Athena. Yeah. Poor Achilles will come home one night, find him there watching old episodes of Knight Rider. Not a stitch of clothing between them. A big, greasy shrimp dinner sprawling across Barry's side of the bed. Their naked bodies weaving together like winter snakes. The whole wretched tableau bathed in a soft, crepuscular moon glow that modulates gently, a kind of lurid breathing.
Therapy, bro. You need it.
Okay, folks, that's all we got for you. Tune in next time. We're gonna live stream all the nude scenes from 1979's Caligula and snort lawn fertilizer till we drop. And don't ask us to review any more of these goddamn BattleBots movies. In terms of logistics, the whole idea of a fighting robot is completely preposterous. Which is why you don't see the military trying to develop these goddamn things. They're completely impractical. And outside of Hollywood and anime, they're not a thing. Yeah, what the Christ?
I knew you were in there. No, don't you hide, little piggy. I'm gonna pop that bald-ass head like a stinky little grape.
Old Barry's fuck.
You little gold frickin' son of a bitch! Come here, you little butt dumpling.
Get your finger out of my ass!
Yo, Frank!
Let go.
Man, you wouldn't believe how heavy this guy is.
Shit ass.
I can barely lift his bankrupt ass. It's like somebody filled a beanbag chair with 300 pounds of soft cheese.
Well, maybe he's got some gold coins keistered away. Squeeze them with your big-ass fist and see what pops out.
Squeezy, squeezy, Barry boy!
Damn it!
Ah, God damn it, Frank! He just shit on my hand!
Give his dirty ass a free seat on Ronnie Airlines. Toss that jelly sack as far as you can, Ronnie. He's one of those fucking YouTubers. The world won't miss him.
So long, you fucking loser!
Oh, come on! This one's not even real! Oh, God damn it. Hey, Asswipe, don't click on... Thank Christ. You know, I'm pretty lonely over here. You're probably wondering how I became a pile of disembodied brain matter lying on the pavement. Okay, well, maybe you aren't wondering, but you still gotta listen. I'm not asking for much here. When I woke, I was in a kind of makeshift hospital at this secret robotic research facility.
He smells like piss.
And at first, I thought I was really hitting it off with the RN.
Ass.
I'd noticed her giving me the old hungry eyes as she tended to my bedpan. But it turned out this heartless Heather had ulterior motives. And before I could finish my oatmeal, she hit the kill switch on poor old Barry. All part of a disturbing and highly illegal top-secret experiment in robotics.
Nurse, get a look at this shit.
Now, when I woke, things felt very different. I was chilly and tingly, and everything looked all Finding Nemo. But on the plus side, Heartless Heather was at least merciful enough to stock my tank with some companions. Unfortunately, the next phase of her plan was far more traumatic than learning that I was a brain in a vat.
Leather special.
I spent several weeks yearning for the sweet release of death. But when you're a brain in a vat, you don't have a whole lot of options. The first generation of RoboBarry was an abysmal failure. Hey, Asswipe, which button summons the sex workers? I was still torn up about having to watch Amy Schumer, and I was utterly uncooperative. But the next generation offered me a more powerful and murderous robo-chassis, and the women loved it.
Barry boo!
Very likey.
Purrush.
I robo-busted immediately and proclaimed my eternal love to this sultry Susan. But she was only playing me. See, they needed to tempt me back to the research facility, where they got me hooked on those jumbo-sized push-up pop things.
Let's get dirty with this.
See, they knew that when I was a kid, my family had been too poor to buy name-brand push-up pops. All we could afford were those cheap-ass tomato pops, and they just weren't as good. But I would do anything, kill anyone, for just one icy lick of those name-brand push-up pops. Berry Blast, please. Berry for Barry. Oh, yes. See, friends, we never really get over our childhood trauma. The things you were deprived of when you were a kid end up calling to you when you're old and washed. A siren song of thwarted desire and unfulfilled needs. But at the time, old RoboBarry was living the good life. Push-up pops and Gatling guns and robo-busting.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the shit-ass police force was worried that my success would cost them their jobs. They thought automation would ruin their careers, so they got their most violent patrolman, this Johnny Big Nuts type, and they sicked him on me. And apparently it wasn't enough for him to beat the piss out of me. No, Johnny Biggins had to make an example of poor RoboBarry. Shit-ass! And then, dear friends, time and space swirled into a steaming vortex of chaos and light. I could see old Barry as if he were someone other than me, being run through a maniac's kaleidoscope. Seemed like he was trying so hard and getting it all wrong. Like an arrow shot through a series of brass rings, eventually I came back to myself. See, folks, it turns out the egghead scientists have got it all wrong. Consciousness doesn't just stop happening because your brain is lying on the asphalt. I mean, I'm still here. So, look, I don't want to inconvenience you or anything, but could you at least send some help? Like maybe a legitimate medical professional? You got no fucking idea how uncomfortable this is. Okay, well, at the very least, could one of you pick up some of the broken glass from my brain tank? But Jesus teabagging Christ, people. I don't even have fingers. You have a heart. Try to use it. Ooh, that's not good. Well, can you at least subscribe to the channel? At this point, I don't even have a body, so it's not like I'll be out paying for sex. I'll mostly just be making videos. If I can find a way to push the goddamn buttons. Did you subscribe yet? My eyes are extremely dry, friends. It's very hard to see. Asswipe.